Hey guys, how you doing? Then you can see the title screen. Then actually Amazon scattered the tech market. We know that actually Dow Jones been rising up for few trading days already, and then for the tech, then Amazon and Meta really performs very bad, right? Then maybe you will say that Google also not very good, Microsoft not very good, then Apple just passed, right? Apple's performance just passed, right? But the main point for Amazon is she is too expensive, right? The main point for Amazon is really the stock price is too expensive. Then you can look at the PE. Even now been dropped it for 1 or 2 days. Its PE still have 99. But for Microsoft, it's just about 24. Alphabet is just 18, right? Meta is still low. The PE is low, but the performance is too bad, right? So it keeps on dropping. And then for Amazon, because the ratio of it in the tech sector is big, so whenever it performs bad, then it will scatter the tech market, but not the Dow Jones. So it's quite just that Dow Jones rising up and then Nasdaq dropping. So today we will have a quick look on Amazon. And I remember that just few months before I also spoke here already that don't hold this stock. And also Meta, we dumped this stock for more than half year already. Actually, I don't see any way that Meta can improve unless she totally changed the business model. Forget about the metaverse. I do not know what it is from the very beginning. Mark Zuckerberg never explained very clearly what is the metaverse. And then just give me an impression that this is the VR eyewear. And now that proves that it's bullshit, right? You can see that for the advertisement income keeps on dropping and just dropped at more than half. Where does the advertisement income goes to? Maybe next month goes to Netflix. Now then goes to Google, YouTube, goes to Apple Store, Google Store, right? Then it's just keeping out from Snapchat or Twitter. So she has to change and then convince us on an effective business model that she can retain the advertisers. Otherwise, then it will just like dreaming out of water. And then the water level keeps going down, right? Okay, then we focus back on Amazon. Then we will start our analyze on the Amazon. Then after we go through some headlines. Our Falcon portfolio been a little bit better, right? It hits the bottom of 34 and then now rise back to 39%. So welcome to leave your comment under the YouTube or any other stock then you want me to, if I can, analyze. You can send an email to Usstockmarketweekly@gmail.com. So this is our Falcon 350,000 portfolio. Then we are just once again in level as Nasdaq's performance. Both of us are 39%. Then you can see that one stock performs good. What's that? Is AutoZone, right? No one noticed, right? It rised at 14%, 14 in this bad situation. Now it's a bad situation. We bought it at October 11. That means about more than 2 months before. And then it did rise up by 14% then, right? So we will keep that. And then AMD performs bad. Then even if bought it at 82, then it drops over that. But it's a good stock. It's still earning the money in this bad time. So we will still hold it. So this is our covering. Then Amazon scatter all the tech market because its ratio is big, right? Same as I said, you see that Dow Jones has been rising up, right? You can see that. Although it's not in a very big amplitude, then it rises something like 100 or 190 something per day. Just rise yesterday 194 points, then makes the Dow Jones back to 32,000 already, and the peak is very close to 37,000. And the Nasdaq, because all the big guys been not doing very good, right? Like the Microsoft not doing very good, just passed, and then Apple just passed, then Alphabet is just a little bit below, and then Meta is horrible, and then for Amazon is destructive. So you can see that the Nasdaq, I think, is still already very good. Then it just dropped at 178 points, or otherwise I think it will drop more, maybe tonight. I don't know. I don't want to, right? But the point is that Amazon and Meta is really performs very bad during the recession. For the United States 10 years Treasury yield, then you can see that it's quite close. It's not the same, right? We took it at different time, right? You can see that we took it at different time, different day. So actually it is dropping. So the Dow Jones has been rising, right? It drops back to exactly as 1 week before, 3.934. I'm not doing this by intention. They are taken at 2 different days, right? So we go through some headline first. So it's quite profit thinking, right? Then a lot of people that thinking that a lot of American companies will flee out from China. Some of them did. They did already. Especially for some that is by the chip ordinance that passed by Biden, then they have to obey, like TSM, right? But for some American companies, not. So you can see that American companies increasingly look outside of China after the COVID. But you can take a look on the last sentence. Most companies were not making drastic changes. Not. And 30% said they planned to increase investment in China for the growth opportunity. And the survey found. Why? It's because then there is recession in the whole world. Right? So why do I leave a big market like China? Right? It's 1.4 billion people there. Right? Of course, then the economy is dropping, but then they can still sell something there, right? Especially for apparels, like the iPhone, like the other things, right? Just don't touch the AI, don't touch the military, don't touch the anything that very related to the government things, right? Privacy, and then it's okay, right? There's a lot of things that can be sold in China from America. So you can see that it's not like all of us thinking that all the American or all the European companies been leaving China. No, because of the recession, right? And we know that actually Elon Musk, then he took Twitter already. And then we learn from the news, some sources, they always say sources, I don't know what it is. And actually, I don't want to use the word fire because then it's not a pleasant word. I want to use the word is redundant, right? That means the sources said that Elon Musk will abandon a lot of staffs now currently existing in Twitter. And then the CFO and the CFO already left. And then he will apparently become the CEO. Then we'll see, right? I think that actually for Twitter, right, we're not joking, right, not kidding. For Twitter, it will have a very similar situation as Facebook or Meta. The advertisement income will drop quite sharply. So Elon Musk needs to cut the people, right? Maybe he'll cut 20%, 30%, I don't know. And then he will need to completely change the business model of Twitter if Twitter wants to live, right? It's just like the block or PayPal, because now you can see that the Visa and MasterCard, Visa and Master, they take back the market already. So actually they are still cryptocurrency and then digital payment, but they are not as good as what they were during the pandemic. So actually they have to find a new way for themselves. So it's just like Twitter, like Snap, like Facebook. They have to find themselves a new business model before they burn out all the money they earned before. Otherwise, then they will vanish. This is the only way. And then they need to act very quick. And the first step they need to do is to cut the expenditure. So I'm not saying that Elon Musk is doing bad, right? But it gives us a bad impression. Then he just take the company and then become the CEO, and then he fired a lot of staff there. But this is an inevitable step, because now the income you can see from Facebook is really very bad. If Facebook is bad, I will not think that Twitter and Snap will be good, right? This is the same very simple idea. And then this is another one, also from yesterday night. Twitter execute fired, and then Elon Musk reported plans to take the CEO role. Then I think he did already. So we'll see. A little bit weird to me, because right, Intel's stock been weak for some time already, right? Her problem, and then because of the chip ordinance just passed by Biden, right, on any chips or any American citizen cannot in any way, directly or indirectly, helping any China or China business for chip business, right? So it is a little bit weird. Then I learned that tonight. I learned that this morning, just when I woke up. Oh, Intel shares rise at 7%, right? Because the investor turns back on chipmakers with outlook. Maybe they think the share price is too low, right? I don't know. And then this is, we just discussed that on Facebook, right? Of course, then this is a must. Then Meta isn't even in the top 20 most valuable US company. The only things that Facebook has is an app. She doesn't have a system. She even doesn't have a system, right? All Mark Zuckerberg has is an app. So if that app vanishes, then she vanished. Facebook vanished. And then when the iOS or the Android, and they increase the privacy level and then let the people they choose, they want to have the privacy exposed to Facebook or not, a lot of people will choose no. Sorry, I don't. And then they will not have enough cookies for tracing. And then if you paste the advertisement for them, they will not have a very precise report on which kind of advertisement you should paste at which target customer to get your best result. And then they will still paste the advertisement, because then they need to live, they need to do the advertisement, but they paste their advertisement to the system, Apple, in the iOS store, and then in the Android, in the Google, in the Gmail. I always receive advertisement, right? And then now quickly they will paste the advertisement on what? Netflix, Disney. right? So that is very clear. Whenever you cannot have the cookie to trace, and then the advertiser left. So unless Twitter, Snapchat, Facebook, that means Meta now, have a completely convincible change of business model, so stay away from those stocks. Stay away from them. All right. Then we start our analysis on Amazon. I'm not an expert in Amazon because I do not have this stock. Our portfolio also do not have this stock. Then I will not say lucky or not lucky, because I know a lot of people have Amazon, and they may earn a lot of money before, right? But we have to face the reality that now she is too expensive. Then you can see that the job is very vigorous, right? And the stock price dropped it quite badly, and you can see that there is no dividend, and the PE ratio now still have 99. Remember, my friend, that now is during a recession, and then the US dollar is very strong. To hold a PE ratio of 99, your net income increment at least to have 50% or more. But then now she is losing money in this quarter, or in this past 9 months. So how can she stand for 99 PE? Very strict, right? This thinking is very strict, right? So we look at the result just being announced, right? And then Amazon just announced the Q3 result. Then we just by looking at the GAAP is not good enough, it's bad enough, right? You can see that the earnings per share is 0.28, peaks a little bit. And the revenue missed just a little bit. I'm not saying that this is very important. It just missed by 370 million US dollar. And the revenue still have 127 billion, right? North America, fine, increased 20% for the revenue. For the international segment, the sales decreased 5%, not good, right? And then the decrease may be lead to the strong US dollar. That means the foreign exchange rates. Then we have to admire that now the US dollar is very strong, right? Then you are very strong, and then makes the other currency weak. And then you know that Amazon is not local. Amazon may have, especially for the AWS, then it may be used globally. So if you have strong US dollar, then they maybe have weak yen, maybe weak pounds, maybe weak euro. So they are buying the same, but because they're weaker, so the total amount is less. And if they counted for the foreign exchange in, and then increased 20%, but unfortunately, the foreign exchange like that, it happened already, right? So it's a decrease of 5%. And the AWS segment, right? That means the server business, the most profitable one in Amazon, increased by 27% year over year to 20.5 billion. Or if excluding the foreign exchange is 28%, it is good, right? So the net sales, then we turn to another page. Amazon stock yesterday night already sinks 13% on weak fourth quarter guidance, right? And then what they said is because of the strong US dollar. Yes, it is, but not the whole story. So what is the present result? The earnings for this quarter is 28 cents, right? And then the revenue, of course, missed it a little bit. Then it doesn't matter, just a little bit is okay, right? And the web service. And the most important thing is the advertising. You see that the advertising, 9.55 billion against 9.48 billion expected, according to Streetcount. And the most important thing is the focus. Amazon said it expects to post the fourth quarter revenue between 140 billion and 148 billion, and representing an year-over-year growth of 2% to 8%. So how can she stand 99 PE, right? How can she stand, right? And then revenue growth 15% in the third quarter, marking a return to double-digit sales expansion, but it still fell short of Wall Street's projection. So we can see, so let's see for the real balance sheet, see what it is. So if you take a look on that, you take a look at the right hand side for the 9 months ended end of September, right? You can see the total net sales just increased it for 1 or 2%. 332,410 compared to 364,779, right? Let me calculate. For the past 9 months, the sales just increased by 9.6%, right? So how can you stand for 99 PE, right? So the most important thing is we look at the net income down under, also at the right hand side. You will see that a very scary figure is a negative. For the past 9 months, it's a loss of $3 billion US dollar. It's a loss. That means for the past 9 months, she is not earning money. She is losing money, right? This is scary, right? And then for 1 year before, same 9 months, then what she earned, 19 billion US dollar. Earning money and losing money. So the markets have, I don't think the market has overreacted on that because you are losing the money, right? Okay, we turn to another one. It seems okay for that unless some of the figures that I'm not satisfied. Of course, for the whole performance, I'm not happy, right? So you can see that for the cash and cash equivalent and the marketable security, you compare the two, then if for cash, then it just less a little bit. I think it's okay. For the current asset, right? For the current asset in total, then also less than 1 year before, which we may accept it because of the recession now we are in, right? And then for the liability, for the long-term debt, you can see that it's just more than 1 year before. The debt, long-term debt increased by 20% than 1 year before. That means now it's not very healthy, right? The business is shrinking, and then the cash is dropping, and then the debt is rising, right? Then we have to take note of that. For this one, even more obvious, then you can see that for the net cash. So always see the cash generated by the business. Cash will not tell lies. Net income or EBITDA can easily be changed, but not the cash, right? If you change the cash, then you are against the law, then maybe you will be arrested. So just very important is what the company said in the coming forecast. That's important. That's very important, right? If the company also been depressed, then you should not be happy, right? And then you have to be very sensitive on the cash provided by the operating activities. Operating activities provided how much cash, and then how much can be retained after the expenditure, like the salary, buying the raw material, blah 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 blah, something like that. So you can see that for 12 months ended, that means from now work back to 1 year, you can see the cash provided is much lower than 1 year before. It dropped by 27.44%. So as a stockholder, then you will not be happy, right? Because you are one of the shareholders, right? So take your high concern on that. Whenever the cash provided by a company become less, and then the retained profit become less, you have to be very sensitive on that, right? So for this field diagram, it will be very clear. You can see that for Amazon, she missed the expectation, not this time, twice already. So you can see that this is the third quarter, missed it in first quarter, and then missed it in this quarter. And then from the forecast, it will also miss on the fourth quarter, right? It just means the revenue, not the net profit. And then this is the OI, that means the operating income, right? Operating income is not the final. The final is the net income. But operating income tells you the ability of earning the cash, right? This is very important. So you can see that Q1, Q3 missing, right? Q1, Q3 is missing. And then Q4, if what the management said is correct, then it will also miss. So what happened to Amazon? What happened to Amazon? Only the strong US dollar. Yes, it does. And the main thing you can see that actually there are two main segments for Amazon. And then the most big segment is what? E-commerce. We know that, right? She's been bookstore before, and then she changed it to e-commerce. Then she rise up as a big giant, right? And then she built AWS. Then make sure she's been the giant for many years, right? Maybe for 7 or 8 years. So from this diagram, you can clearly see that the gray area is non-AWS, and then the orange area is the AWS, right? AWS always earning money, and for non-AWS, it spend a lot of money. Like the Prime, you have to deliver the parcels to the customers, and then she invested or spent a lot of money on delivery on the system. But unfortunately, at the same time, other people also did. So actually the competition is very big. Then who did? Walmart did it, Target did it, a lot of others did the same. But she did spend a lot of money. And what happened before? What happened before is the money earned by the AWS can subsidize for the little loss or the slowdown of the profit increment of non-AWS. But for this season, no. You can see that for TTM, that means 12 months till now, the non-AWS is a negative, downward. It lost 11.4 billion US dollar. 1 year before, it earned 6.2 billion. And then for the AWS, it earned how much? 18.5 to 22.9. That means about 4 billion. So clearly you can see that what the AWS increased cannot compensate for the loss of the non-AWS. So making the past 9 months net income is a negative. That means she lost the money. So will this be more serious in the fourth quarter? I will say yes. I will say yes. Because of the inflation. And the people you hired, they will keep on asking for higher salary, right? And then the fuel prices, delivery prices, right? She can put up a price on the AWS, but don't forget that actually there are competitions. There are Google's, there are Azure, Microsoft, right? Let us say that she can, but the point is, how can she put up the delivery cost to the customer? Because there are huge competition outside there, like Walmart, Target. A lot of people doing the same, BJ doing the same, right? So actually then she has to do something, right, to maximize the AWS and minimize the loss of non-AWS. It is not just an commentator like us. Then saying is easy, but doing is very difficult. So I don't suggest you to still hold this stock. All right, don't buy at any dip unless she can tell you how she can change the business model of the e-commerce, right? Like the Meta. Unless Mark Zuckerberg can tell you how, forget about the metaverse, just fucking, right? Nothing solid, just gimmick, right? It's 1 year before already. For metaverse, this idea is 1 year before already. Nothing happened, right? No one can explain to me satisfactorily what is the metaverse. To me, it's just an VR eyewear. Then what's that? Then it will make money? Right? I don't think so, right? Okay, I'll share up till here. Then if you like this video, please give us a like, and then any comment is welcome. And then please subscribe, and then help to press the bell icon next to it. So whenever there is new video uploaded, then you will be informed by the YouTube. Okay, have a very nice weekend. See you next week. Bye bye.